Now you can choose with the display URL for people to go to your product page. Now I tend to make people click into my video by doing this because it's more credible this way. So I just do that and have that as the final URL. Because if they see an external site, they will probably be scared off by it because they see it as an obvious, blatant attempt to advertise to them. So if you just leave it as YouTube, it doesn't offend them so much, doesn't offend the eyes as much. Then you've got what's called a companion banner. Now, a companion banner is an image or group of images that appears next to your ad. Okay? Now, you can use an auto-generated image, so it gets it from your video and is probably the best quality because these guys know exactly what they're looking for when they're promoting your video. Or you can upload your own image. It's up to you, but for effort purposes, I tend to just let Google do it or YouTube do it because they're better at it. Now, bidding. This is where you decide how much you're willing to pay per view. Now, as you can see here, Google or YouTube are giving me a benchmark. They're saying typically when somebody watches this kind of video, they will pay 4 cents or 15 cents per video view. So if you want your video shown, you should probably go for the minimum on this range. Now, I ignore this, okay? I just go 0.01. And then it will calculate on the right here your potential reach, okay? So 900 to 1K views of 0.01 cost per view, all right? So I will always, and it will show you also how that looks over a week. So 6.3K to 7K views, okay? So this is really good. You know, $10 a day over a week, that's $70. You are basically paying for your video to be ranked by doing this. You're paying for watch time. You are paying for your video to be ranked. So I would say it all depends on how cluttered the niche is. If you've got a pretty cluttered niche, let's say learn Excel or learn JavaScript or something that's got quite a few videos made in that subject, you'll probably want to do about a week's worth of advertising. So this shows you how much you'd be spending a week. So 7K views, if this is accepted, which it nearly normally is if you're not too stringent on what you're looking for from the campaign, that means you'll get 7K views. Now 7K views is guaranteed, okay? Once they actually approve it and they start showing it, you are going to get 7,000 views. So this is 7,000 views you're going to get. You know, if you've run a YouTube channel where you've struggled to get more than 30 views, 50 views, 100 views, this is going to end those days then and there on the spot. You're going to get 7K views. So that's what you would get over a week. This is what you get over a day. Now, what you can do then is you can do popular videos bid adjustment. If it proves to be a very popular video, they may want you to spend a bit more. So you can put, you know, a percentage you're willing to go over your budget for your videos to get viewed. So let's say 10%, your bid will become $11 overall. Or you could put 5%. Now, if you want to, and I probably would do this, if you're only spending 50 cents more, I would put 5%. Targeting. This is the area by which you can be picky about who sees your video. All right, so the first option we've got is the demographic. So we can choose the gender, the age, the parental status, the household income, and where they fall in terms of percentage of household income. Now, my Python course has really only ever appealed to males. You can also take out unknown. So if you want to know the precise gender, then you can just take out unknown. Because there are a lot of unknown users on YouTube. There's 1.3 billion users on YouTube, and a lot of them are unfilled profiles. You don't really know. So I keep unknown just in case, but I actively take off female if it's something that I know won't appeal to females. So look at the video subject, imagine who your target customer is, and market to those people directly. So I'm going to go for male because these are the people who I think are going to make the buying option. Then we've got age. So what does your target customer look like? Is your product something that appeals to the younger audience, the older audience, or the masses of audience? This is where you decide what age you target. Now I'm going to target any age because as far as I'm concerned, this Python course appeals to anybody looking to learn. That's the real criteria. Anybody who's willing to learn. So age is fine. Parental status. You have to kind of decide what does your target customer look like, and you can decide whether you show to parents, not to parents, or unknown. Now, as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're willing to learn, it's fine. And there's lots of people who are married, have kids, and are Python programmers, Java programmers, all sorts. So, you can be selective as to who you choose parental status-wise. And same for household income. You can choose to ignore the lower 50% because they're probably less likely to pay for your product. So you can make sure that you are appealing to the people at the higher brackets of household income, because these are people with more disposable income, and these are people who are probably more likely to buy your product. So you can choose to target based on household income. But I'm going to leave as is and then press done. Interests. Now, this is where you can choose the type of person you want to reach. So, for instance, in this instance, we are looking for people interested in programming. So if I put Python up here, then it will show me do-it-yourselfers, so people who are looking for how-to videos so that they can learn something, self-learn, be a self-made person in terms of knowledge, or a technophile, so a person who is interested in technology, in technical courses, programming courses. And then I can add that kind of person there, and there we are. If I want to remove, I just click the bin. All right. If we were looking for people in Excel, business professionals. If we wanted to put make money online, business professionals, cooking enthusiasts, foodies, or depends really on what your product is. But they suggest affinity audiences. Affinity means people more likely to engage with your product, or view your product, or buy your product than the average person. So affinity means people who are more likely to buy, people who are more likely to engage. So that's what affinity is. Now you could do in-market audiences for return on investment, custom affinity audiences. So affinity audiences are pre-populated areas of YouTube where YouTube know that they've got an audience within them based on their behaviors, based on the videos they watch already, and they can market your video to these people specifically. So like I said, if I put in Python, I would want to reach technophobes and do-it-yourselfers. And then press done. Now let me show you what happens. Once you add more criteria, it can bring down or increase your typical CPV. Now in my case, it's actually decreased it on this end of the scale. So it's saying to you, really, if you're looking for all this, you should probably pay 0.03. Now, in this instance, once you start adding criteria and you start getting more picky, they are going to make you pay more. And if you put 0.01, they probably won't show your ad. If you literally put no criteria, you just put, let's say, for instance, you just put male rather than male and female, they might still show it for 0.01. But if you start putting more customization behind your targeting, then they will charge you more, or they just won't show your ad. That is just how it is. It all really depends on how detailed you're being on the targeting, but it also depends on your video subject. So if I put Minecraft, and Minecraft was one of the biggest searched for terms in the last year, if I put Minecraft, then they would probably make me pay more than 0.01 per video view. Alright? So what dictates whether you can get 0.01 is how selective you are over your targeting and what your video content is about. And I will tell you now that when you put your YouTube video link in here, that does put a kind of price on your video content. They have an algorithm that determines how much they are likely to charge you per view based on your content. Alright, so it's important just to know that. And obviously Python isn't as popular as something like Minecraft or music or prank videos. So as a result, I could probably get away with paying 0.01.